Long before history crowned Egypt as the center of the ancient world, another civilization was already rising along the southern Nile, a land of kings, queens, warriors, and builders, a land history nearly erased but never defeated. This is the story of Kush, the African empire that conquered Egypt. South of Egypt, beyond the first cataracts of the Nile, the river flows through what is today Sudan. Here, the Nile does not merely pass through the land, it gives birth to it. Seasonal floods enrich the soil, sustaining early communities thousands of years before the pyramids of Giza were built. These people were not imitators, they were innovators. By the 3rd millennium BCE, a powerful Nubian civilization emerged around the city of Kerma. Massive mud brick structures rose from the earth, royal tombs filled with gold, cattle sacrifices, and fine pottery revealed a wealthy and organized society. Kerma controlled trade routes linking Central Africa to Egypt and the Red Sea, commanding gold, ivory, ebony, incense, and enslaved labor. Egypt took notice. For centuries, Egypt and Kush existed as rivals and trading partners, sometimes allies, sometimes enemies. Egyptian texts often describe Nubia as a land to be conquered, yet Egyptian kings depended heavily on Nubian resources. Nubian soldiers served in Egyptian armies. Nubian gold fueled Egyptian temples. The relationship was tense, unequal, and unstable. During Egypt's New Kingdom, Egyptian pharaohs pushed south and occupied Nubia. Fortresses were built, Egyptian gods were introduced, local rulers were replaced or absorbed into Egyptian administration. For a time, Kush was ruled by Egypt, but domination did not mean disappearance. Kushite identity survived beneath the surface. When Egypt began to weaken around the end of the New Kingdom, Kush reawakened. From the sacred city of Napata, near the holy mountain of Jebel Barkal, a new Kushite kingdom emerged. Its rulers saw themselves as the true heirs of ancient tradition, defenders of Ma'at, cosmic order. They worshipped Egyptian gods, wrote in hieroglyphs, and honored ancient customs more faithfully than Egypt itself now did. As Egypt fractured into rival city-states, ruled by feuding princes, Kush grew strong, unified, and confident. Then came the moment history tried to forget. Around the 8th century BCE, a Kushite king named Piye marched north. His campaign was not just military, it was ideological. Piye claimed Egypt had fallen into chaos and corruption. He presented himself as the restorer of divine order. City after city surrendered, others resisted and were crushed. Piye reached the Nile Delta and accepted the submission of Egypt's rulers. He did not loot Egypt, he purified temples, he performed rituals, he ruled as pharaoh. Egypt was now under African rule. This marked the beginning of Egypt's 25th dynasty, the Kushite dynasty. For the first time in history, a powerful African empire ruled the entire Nile Valley from Sudan to the Mediterranean. Piye returned south, but Kushite control remained firm. His successors ruled Egypt as pharaohs, wearing the double crown, building monuments, and reviving ancient traditions that Egypt itself had abandoned. The greatest of these rulers was Taharqa. Under Taharqa, Egypt and Kush entered a renaissance. Temples were restored. New pyramids were built, not in Egypt, but in Nubia. At Napata, and later Meroe, Kushite pyramids rose by the hundreds, steeper and smaller than Egyptian ones, marking royal tombs across the desert. Taharqa ruled a vast empire stretching across northeast Africa. Trade flourished, art and architecture returned to classical forms. Egypt, under Kushite rule, regained stability and pride. But the empire faced a powerful enemy from the north. The Assyrian Empire, armed with iron weapons and hardened by constant warfare, launched repeated invasions into Egypt. Taharqa fought them fiercely. Cities fell and were retaken. Memphis changed hands multiple times. Eventually, the Assyrian pressure proved too great. Kushite rulers withdrew south, abandoning Egypt but not their power. The Kushite capital shifted from Napata to Meroe. Here, far from foreign invasions, Kush entered its golden age. Iron production flourished. Trade networks expanded deep into Africa. A distinct Kushite script replaced hieroglyphs. Queens, known as Kandakes, ruled in their own right, sometimes leading armies into battle. Meroe became one of the ancient world's great cities, rich, cosmopolitan, and independent. While Egypt fell under foreign domination by Persians, Greeks, and Romans, Kush remained African and sovereign. When Rome attempted to invade Nubia, Kushite forces fought them to a standstill. Rome ultimately sued for peace on terms favorable to Kush. Yet no empire lasts forever. Environmental strain, shifting trade routes, and pressure from rising powers slowly weakened Kush. By the 4th century CE, the kingdom declined. Its cities were abandoned, its language forgotten, its story buried beneath sand and silence. But the legacy of Kush endures. Over 200 pyramids still stand in Sudan, more than in all of Egypt. Kushite kings once ruled as pharaohs. Kushite culture shaped the Nile Valley for over 1,000 years. This was not a footnote in history. This was an empire. Kush was not a shadow of Egypt. It was its equal, its rival, and, for a time, its ruler. The story of human civilization is incomplete without Kush, and now, at last, its voice is rising again from the sands of the Nile.